Hello, fellow humans, I guess. It's been a while, huh? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I wanted to make a channel update for a while now because there's been a lot of things on my mind. I just didn't really get to do it because I will explain further throughout the video. I will give you a little bit of like a I don't know how to structure this video realistically. There's no script or anything. I don't know how much editing I'm going to do for it as well. I might not edit any of it at all. But I just want to give you something so you guys know that I'm alive and that I'm doing fine and that the channel still exists and I still know that the channel exists. And I usually want to make these kind of messages of like being alive. I want to make them more creatively in form of intros or just kind of be more creative about it and show you guys, I'm back and like I'm doing this and currently I can't do this and currently I can't do that and comments want this but I can't do this and stuff. And I would usually implement these type of things in my intros before things like meme cards or I don't know, certain gameplay videos, certain deck guides for Gwent. And yeah, I think will put timelines for the video so you guys know what topic I'll be talking about during that, so you can skip through the sort of like explanation of where I've been and like what's been on my mind for the last 4 months or so. And you can skip that and go right to the stuff you want to know about and hear about. But yeah, let's get to the meat of it. It's been a while. So it's been a while since I've consistently uploaded YouTube and full-time committed to YouTube like I did in 2021 to 2021 basically was kind of like the peak year. 2020, first year of COVID as well, was also the year where I really got into YouTube, is where I also grew the most because of COVID mostly. And after that, a lot of things changed in my life. I got a full-time job. I had to do my bachelor. I had like 2 semesters still of university to do. And the full-time job I didn't do for too long. I mean, I did it for like, I think half a year it was. And then I went from full-time to part-time so I could focus on my university bachelor. Now, the thing is with the bachelor, I kind of used it as an excuse to not make YouTube videos because I felt really weird whenever I would make a YouTube video and be like, oh, I should actually be working on my bachelor's right now. So what I did is I then didn't do my bachelor's and also didn't do YouTube, which is obviously super productive. But I think a lot of people understand like how that happens. Because, you set your mind to something and you're like, okay, I will not be able to do this bachelor if I'm also going to be doing YouTube full time. And then I, obviously procrastinate the bachelor because it was something that I didn't really want to do, even though I was interested in it, in the topic that I chose for my bachelor thesis, which was kind of like the only thing I was working on, which I had to work on during that time. And I was still obviously working part-time, so there was days where, uploading videos is not going to be as easy as I want it to be. And I'm still working part-time in the company that I work for, so it's just kind of like 2 to 3 days a week I'm not there or like unable to, produce content as consistently as I want to. And that kind of also turns you off of the idea that, because YouTube to me was always like a full commitment thing, like daily videos, daily uploads, always something new, always something creative, giving you the best possible quality of content. And I feel like, I know this is a stupid excuse for a lot of people, saying I don't want to give you guys half-assed content, I don't want to give you something when I'm not fully into it, but I feel like that is definitely true to a certain extent. And yeah, once The Bachelor was done, that was end of November when I handed in the paper. In December, I was uploading videos again. I was like, yeah, nice. Let's keep the YouTube thing going. Let's go. Let's start it again. But in the back of my mind, I also knew that I was going to be in Canada for Christmas for 3 weeks, so I won't be able to upload during that time as much as I want to. And I did want to make videos over there, but then I just never really got to it. I did stream God of War with my cousin, and I have actually a video about that, and I might actually want to continue playing God of War Ragnarok for sure on stream, but obviously without my cousin, it's not the same. But I will probably upload this video at some point because I have it ready. I have the raw cut. I just have to add a lot of effects to it, and it really is scary sometimes to do new things, like for example a God of War video where, you know, I put like so much hours into editing it, and then knowing that it won't get the reception, you know, like a meme cards video in Gwent would get, because it's just a different type of content, and you never really are sure whether the time you're investing into this is really worth it. So that's always something that's on my mind, and I'm a bit of an overthinker when it comes to these type of things. You might notice the way I'm talking about everything. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I like to overthink things, and I also like to find excuses for not having to do work. So once I was done with Canada, you know, once you're in that kind of holiday mood and you don't have this sort of kind of demon lingering in the back of your mind saying you have to write this bachelor, you have to get this bachelor done by this and this time, and if you don't start working by this and this time, it's going to be really freaking stressful for you. And I just didn't have that anymore, and so I was like, all right, I can just kind of like live my life and have fun and just hang out with friends all the time and then smoke a lot of weed, basically. So I think this is something that I have to open up about in this channel, is I do think I have a bit of a dependency and a bit of an addiction to the good old marijuana. And in Vienna, they recently released this thing called HHC, which is kind of like it's fake weed, but it's pretty much the same as weed, and you can buy it legally, so you can just run around the corner 24/7. There's these vending machines for it, and you can just like get it 24/7 whenever you want, however you want it. And that just kind of like put me into this sort of downward spiral of like, yeah, just doing nothing all day. I also moved back with my parents, so I'm not like able to have the privacy that I want. So I would always like have to sneak out to, you know, do certain things. For example, smoking weed and stuff. And it's really hard for me to open up about these things to like my YouTube audience. I never really wanted to get like too personal with you guys, but I feel like I owe you guys this, because the last 5 or 6 months even were just, I was pretty much non-existent, and I came back for a short time for Gwent in December, but then I just vanished again, Avatar style. Yeah, another thing is where I'm gonna move on to the next chapter of this whole thing. But I want to keep talking about the last 2 months since I've been, you know, back and done, and I got my result for my theses as well, and it passed. I was like, oh my god, I passed! I actually did it. I'm done with this whole bullshit now. I don't have to. I can now focus on YouTube and everything. And then there were other projects from friends. I was like, oh yeah, let's do everything. And then you just wake up in the morning, you look at your phone for like, you feel like you're looking at your phone for an hour, you're gonna watch like a few videos from this YouTuber, then you're gonna watch some streams, play some games, like Rocket League. I play some Rocket League on the side, obviously. And then suddenly it's like 6 p.m. and you're like, oh wait, I didn't do anything all day, and now, yeah, kind of day is gone now. Might as well just like move it on to the next day. And I definitely am a procrastinator when it comes to a lot of things, and I feel like this video will help me a lot to sort of reconnect with you guys and also give myself the pressure of keeping the flow going and keeping the momentum, basically. It's like, oh, he uploads a video, he said he's talking, he exists, and then suddenly you don't have a video for another month. I can't really do that. But that might be the case. Who knows how my mentality will go. But I will say right now that I will definitely be uploading on this channel soon. I don't know when. It might be tomorrow. Who knows? But it's just, it was very, I don't really have an excuse, realistically. I'm just going to flat out say I was being lazy. I was smoking weed. and that makes you even more lazy. And then whenever I would say I would stop, I'd just like fall back and go around the corner, get a new batch of stuff that you can just smoke because it just works, and it gets the job done. I've also been playing some Magic the Gathering with a lot of friends, and that also is like something that I like to do in the evening. And I would sometimes like go 3 days in a row of just playing Magic with friends in the evening, and the first part of the day I wouldn't do anything, or like what I said earlier, just like look on the phone, watch some YouTubers or stuff, and just like do nothing all day. And yeah, now I think it is time to move on to the thing that probably a lot of people will skip to is the Gwent section. Wow, Gwent. Yeah, Gwent, I owe everything to Gwent. My whole YouTube channel is based off of Gwent. It started with Gwent, and there's not a lot of videos that aren't Gwent on this channel out of the, I don't know, like 500 videos that I have on this YouTube channel. And it's crazy. It's a game that I've been playing for so long. And in December, when I came back to playing it, I felt like I was invested in the game. And then when the news came that they are discontinuing the game after this year, so in 2024, that's when I was like, oh, okay, so I mean, it was inevitable. You did see it coming. Like, the game was slowly regressing. All the big content creators were leaving. I mean, all the big content creators were pretty much gone apart from Shinmiri, I guess. And that definitely also gave me sort of this mentality of, okay, now I have to move on. I have to play something else. And I will make one last meme cards video. I definitely owe Gwent one last video. And maybe I'll continue playing the game. Maybe the game will change fully and become like the best card game in the market. But to me, like, having played all the cards, all the decks that you could possibly play multiple times, and figuring out the craziest combos in the game, it just felt to me that I've really exhausted the possibilities of the game for myself. Because I was always a person that wants to try new things, and I want to always innovate, create innovative decks, and create new sort of combos, and work with combos, and have the game sort of not be based around winning, but rather, doing some stupid nonsense, and the opponent just has to watch you do the stupid nonsense. And that's obviously also draining, because when I was back in December, I would like film for 2 hours for certain videos just to get the best possible gameplay for Gwent, for you guys. I would cut out like games where I was winning because I didn't pull off the combo. I would cut out obviously games where I was losing. I put in games where I was losing but put off the combo and all that stuff as well. So, but I will have to say, and it as much as it hurts me, and as much as I love Gwent for how much it did for me and how much I love the game, it's just, I don't feel like the new cards that they're releasing as well really benefit to making content for myself, because I have to look back at old cards all the time. I have to look back at what I used to be playing and what other, like, I have to go back to the classics all the time, and you can't recycle, you can't milk the same thing over and over again, and I don't want to do that as well. And I feel like I have pretty much accomplished everything I want to accomplish with Gwent. And I feel like I've also reached a threshold with the game where my subscriber count is surprisingly big. I always forget that there's 14,000 people that support this channel and that support me and are willing to, click on a video when I upload it as well. And it's hard for me to realize this as well, especially with something like as small as Gwent, because Gwent is a very tight community. And I've also had problems when I started playing Legends of Runeterra. I would get a lot of hate because I would, switch to a different game. And it would, like, and that kind of also always turned me off to try new things, because I feel like Gwent, as wholesome as the community is, you guys are a bunch of loyalists to this game. And if anybody moves on, they're sort of like, they're the worst because they moved on from Gwent. I don't know. It's obviously not the case, but I did get the impression when I first like looked at Legends of Runeterra, that was kind of the only reception I would get for trying Legends of Runeterra is like, oh, he's a traitor to Gwent and he's done with Gwent now and everything. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like how that works. And I probably should have maybe had a bit more resolve in trying new things, and I definitely need to have that because now I am pretty much forced to, because I don't see myself enjoying Gwent and playing Gwent the way I would during the Prime, obviously. I can't capture that spark again. And I think with card games like maybe Magic the Gathering or Marvel Snap, which I will definitely try out, which I haven't actually touched at all almost, and I want to like create a series around it where, you know, I would start from the bottom and try and get to the top, or like try and get all the heroes in weird ways, and then base my intros around the heroes as well, and that would be fun content. And I just, as I said earlier, I was a bit too lazy to do that, and I feel like with this video now and me saying and me giving you the clear sort of plan that I have and the idea that I'm done with Gwent, because I was always scared when you say that you're done with something, you're gonna lose a lot of subscribers, but that is just a hit you're supposed to take. I don't think I can really not do this by just like stepping in and just uploading Marvel Snap from zero. I think I owe you guys this explanation. I owe you guys a reason as to why I will stop uploading Gwent. As I said, I will probably upload one last Gwent video at some point. I don't know, maybe when like the new patch hits or something. Because I do feel like I owe at least a last meme cards video to Gwent and to you guys who love my Gwent content. But I just don't know when I'm gonna do that. But I will try and do it. I think I think that's just something that I feel like I owe the game. For what it has helped me and how it helped me grow as a YouTube channel as well. And I also want to, you know, maybe try some like, as I said, I have this God of War video that I've been working on for like 2 months now. And I really like want to publish this and maybe play other games and try and edit like highlights. Even though it's going to take more time to upload these videos and to edit these videos, I feel like now that I have the time to actually do it, why don't I just do it? And I feel like I've been kind of taking my success with the university for granted, using it as an excuse. So, oh yeah, you did this, and now you also have a job and everything. But I feel like you always have to be ready for the hustle, and I'm ready for the hustle right now. So let's talk about the future of the channel. I already hinted at it in the Gwent section. But I will give you guys now a clear view of what I want to be doing with the channel, because I myself don't really know what I want to be doing with the channel. I definitely want to play Marvel Snap, and I definitely want to introduce Magic the Gathering content onto the channel. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do the Magic the Gathering thing, because I'm a big fan of Commander. If you guys don't know a lot about Magic the Gathering, there's a lot of game modes in Magic the Gathering, and there's one where it's Commander, where you play with 4 players, with 100 card decks where there's only one-offs from the card. So it's very variance based, but playing with friends and having fun with each other and just like messing around with like the decks and like trying to build new decks around certain commanders definitely appealed to me a lot in these last few months. And I already have like 4 decks that I've really cherished, and I really like those decks for Commander, and I definitely want to try and maybe make some content with that. Now, that's not a big promise, but that's not a promise, or that's something where, you know, and you need people to also, you need 4 people at least to start a game, and then you need a setup, you need cameras, you need microphones, you need sort of a game plan of like how you want to do these things, and like who's going to be involved, who's not going to be involved, and everything. But I feel like with Marvel Snap, it's very much like the Gwent meme card series, where I kind of want to create this oh yeah, sorry if you guys skipped this part. So I will definitely be playing Marvel Snap. It's a game that's very appealing to me. I love Marvel, I love comic books, I love comic book heroes, I love getting new things, and Marvel Snap is this sort of new shiny thing where you can discover the game and build janky stuff with like weird strategies. I feel like the competitive side of Marvel Snap, I've seen obviously people play the game. I feel like the competitive side definitely needs a bit of a change, because I feel like there's a lot of cards. I mean, that's from watching other content creators. I feel like there's a lot of cards that are literally like unplayable, and some of the decks kind of just built themselves. Certain archetypal decks just built themselves, and you just kind of have to wait to get the cards to optimize those cards. So it's gonna be interesting how I'm gonna make the series around getting new cards, where I'm kind of forced to play the new cards in the episode, and if I get like a card that has zero synergy with the previous collection that I have, it's gonna be an interesting ride for sure. But yeah, I definitely want to try Marvel Snap. I definitely will do No, I am going to play Marvel Snap on this channel. I will use the English language to sort of make this sort of 100% certain that I am going to be playing Marvel Snap. It is very similar to Gwent in a lot of ways. It also has a lot of similarities to Magic with certain hate bear effects. If you guys don't know, with Magic, there's cards that say you can't do blah 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 more than once, or you can't activate certain things at all. And it's like these kind of like cards exist in both Marvel and Magic, and I kind of like how it's balanced within Marvel because it only affects sort of like one location. I mean, obviously, if you don't know anything about Marvel Snap, or if you don't know anything about Magic the Gathering, this whole video probably is just me rambling about nothing. But I definitely want to stay with card games. I feel like I am a card game player, but I also want to try some other games. I definitely want to play God of War Ragnarok. As I said in the Gwent section, I have a video ready, sort of like cut, but I have to add like all these effects, all the memes to it, and it just might take a little bit more time for me to edit it, or maybe I just have to sit down and do it. You know, you never know. It's just how it works with me sometimes. I probably think this was a good idea for me to make this video, because this kind of video always forces you to do things, right? You're like, okay, I'm here. I've made the channel update. Now it is time to come back and get back in front of the camera, because it's not been this full-time thing. It's not been the full commitment. I've only kind of like done it as a hobby. But I feel like the whole university is done. I also feel like I can really commit to everything I do with myself, with my own content, and I just have been lazy, and I don't want to be lazy anymore. And I think this video will help me sort of realize, and reading the comments, I think, will also help me sort of realize who I'm doing this for. I'm not just doing this for myself anymore. I used to do it for myself, but now I'm doing it for friends. Like I have so many friends that I've inspired with my YouTube channel, that they just go out and do their own YouTube channel, or upload more on Instagram, or like just film stuff and go out and do stuff. And just like these friends have been telling me, where is Mr. Hobla? Like, and I'm just telling them I don't know, because I was just lazy. And obviously it's that I'm not doing this for myself anymore. I'm doing this for you guys as well. Like you're my fans. You guys subscribe to me. You guys watch me. You guys fall asleep to my videos. You guys eat to my videos. And that's just like, I underestimate how much a content creator can change your life, because a lot of content creators have changed my life, and I just don't fully realize that I'm in that kind of similar ballpark for certain people that I've helped out with my videos by making them, smile, laugh, or just giving them something to watch while they're, doing something on the side or so. But yeah, I feel like the future of the channel, it's all dependent on me, and I feel like I have to get off my ass and just do this shit, because that's the only way we're gonna get some good content. That's the only way we're gonna get some Mr. Hobla goodness. And I feel like I owe you guys some Mr. Hobla goodness. And yeah, I think I've been talking for 25 minutes now, and I feel like I've pretty much said my piece. I don't think I forgot anything. I just want to say I'm sorry that I just haven't really been there for you, and just haven't really been productive And I mean, I'm sorry for myself as well, because in this last week, I felt like shit, because I just realized, like, dude, you're just wasting your time. You have this great channel with a lot of subscribers, a lot of people that are invested in you, regardless of if it's Gwent, if it's Marvel Snap, if it's some random game, if it's Magic, if it's movie reviews. Like, I realized that it's, you guys watch me for me. Like, obviously some of you watch me for Gwent and for what I do for Gwent, but then there's this fraction of people that watch me for me. And if I can grow this fraction of people to a larger amount, I feel like I have a lot of potential in this YouTube environment and in the card game scene in general, where I want to be sort of placed in. I don't want to be the Gwent guy. I want to be the guy that's, when he drops a video on a card game, it's gonna be a banger, and that's what I want to give you guys, and that's what I give myself as well, and my friends, and yeah, I just want to be Mr. Hobble again. I guess that's just why I made this video. And I feel like, yeah, as I said, I think already like 4 times, making this video will probably help me motivate myself to continue the hustle and continue sitting down and doing the work that I need to do, putting up the camera, buying the equipment, investing some money into the channel, maybe make some better things happen. The only thing that might hinder the whole hustle is that I'm moving out at the end of March, which is also like a big deal for me. Like, I'm getting my own apartment. I'll be living by myself. I used to live with a roommate. Now I'm back with my parents. And yeah, it was just, it's also kind of like this kind of thing. I thought I was going to move out end of February, but then they moved the schedule that it's end of March. So I was like, all right, start of March, I'm going to be, you know, in this YouTube thing. I'm going to be living alone. There's nothing stopping me. But what's keeping me from doing it now, right? What's keeping me from doing it at my parents' place? What's keeping me from doing it through March at my parents' place? And then maybe start of March we'll have a little bit of a break because of the move. And then March, middle of March, we're going to go full ape shit again. You know, it's not about like giving you guys, like, I feel like whenever I don't have to do something important, I should be focusing on YouTube. And that's just something that I kind of have to learn, and I have to be more hard on myself to really go out there and put the camera up regardless of what's going on, what's wrong right now. If I'm not vibing it, or like, okay, if I'm not vibing it, obviously I probably shouldn't do it, but I am always down to make videos and be creative and get feedback and get comments and get likes and get views, because, you know, that gives you dopamine, and I love me some dopamine. And yeah, I hope you guys understand through my 20 or like 30-minute ramble what I've been trying to say. You probably already clicked off the video. If you didn't, then I appreciate you sticking with me throughout the thick and the thin. And I will be there for you guys. Trust me. I will definitely give you guys content, because I owe it to you guys and I owe it to myself. And yeah, that was a nice little video. Probably no editing, probably no effort. That'll hopefully change with the next one. And yeah, subscribe for more Mr. Hobble 1 content. And I'll probably see you soon. Bye-bye.